Okay, so we're doing a review of, I think, of tattoos in progress, things we've already kind of had a look at but have moved along.
Cool.
So, yeah.
So this one is from Trey. Says, "Hey, I'm back for the final update. Couple things to note. Yes, Sarah, it's a Shenron themed dragon. I have a few Dragon Ball inspired pieces that my artist has put a little change in here or there for variety. Second note, my back piece is in early stages too, so wouldn't say that it's my best tattoo, but maybe one day. For my headpiece, we added another layer of waves, some more flowers, and filled in the last of the dragon. We also added to the face a bit and put some depth in the eyes. My artist is a fan of color lines. I figure if it needs a black outline one day, we can always add that. It's funny how often people ask if it was the most painful spot. I don't know if it's quite like a sharp shave, as you've said before, but it's definitely an easier spot to get work done than a few tattoos I have. My artist recently had to move to New Jersey from San Diego. Her Insta handle is Carrie Fairy Tattoos. I like that name. If you'd like to see more of her work, she will be making trips back to San Diego often, though thankfully I can finish off my right arm with her. When we complete my arm, she will have tattooed from my hand to hand in one cohesive piece. From my hand to hand. That doesn't make any sense, but
I know what he means. Both arms.
Okay. I will send in some more shots once that's finished off. And of course, Remy, that color sleeve is looking epic. Been watching most of your updates as well. Thanks again for having me and my head on the show.
Yeah, we need more heads on the show.
I'm happy that I was right about the dragon inspiration.
Well, yeah.
But, I mean, I think it was pretty obvious.
It is and it isn't. Like, it's, it's a lot going on in here. I know he says he's done, and this is the final update, but man, those clouds are just about gone.
Yeah, they're very soft.
You gotta go in a little bit darker with the head. I feel like if we were to look forward to this, like, maybe 2 or 3 years, those clouds are probably gone.
Yeah, they're very, very, very soft. I think one more sit on the clouds to darken them up would be very nice.
I mean, at least one more. Like, I would do some kind of color background behind all these cherry blossoms.
Not everybody wants their whole head tattooed.
It's just, like, since it's in full color, having all that negative space looks a little weird for me. And filling in the claws black, I don't think was the wisest idea. I'm looking at this. I think if you had left a sliver of negative space on the claws or a little bit of white highlight or something, would have made them look sharper. They look duller than the outline of the dragon.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the outline of the dragon is crisper than the claws of the dragon. That's a bit of a problem for me. Plus, when they're not white, they don't look sharp. Like, they look dirty.
I don't know. He looks like a dirty old angry dragon.
Okay, so we go to the back
Wait.
here.
I want to comment on this. Is that the Majin Buu, like, M? Do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, keep
Given
going.
the context, yeah, I would say so.
Cool.
So, like, we have a harder outline on part of the dragon, and then the tail is very soft. I'm thinking it's like they're trying to achieve depth, but all it does is make the bottom look faded.
Well, I mean, to me it looks like they've lined the outside in their darkest, and then, yeah, I think it's to achieve depth.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, it just looks washed out, right? Because the line doesn't gradually kind of fade out. It just looks like the back, like the bottom part of it was forgotten about to some degree. You know, it looks like 10 years older than the rest. So it doesn't really look like it's, like, in the background so much as it does, it's just fading. The way that you would have achieved that is to create some kind of dimension, right, in the shading of the whole thing that leads the eye to think, oh, the tail is, behind the body, right? You can do that with the shading.
I will say, though, I really I like the scales in this. I like that they were lined with the darker kind of mid-tone green.
Yeah, the scales are cool, but again, they're pretty faint in there. Some of them are, I don't think, intentionally lighter than others, right? Some of them are easier to pick out than others. So I don't think it's one more session. I think that this whole thing could be gone over again, and I think it would benefit it too.
Just tightened up all around.
Because yeah, like the black in there helps with this dragon. I think he wasn't as lined before, but like he's just very weightless in places.
Yeah.
Right, like a little bit of black shading in places would help this guy, because the dark green that they've used is not impactful enough to give it that depth and dimension and show the.
I just wouldn't go black with all the scales.
You don't need to go black, but like a little bit of black shading here and there, like a little shading off of places to show the musculature and movement of the piece. Right now it's just very washed out looking, and like the only thing that's crisp is that black line. And it's doing a lot of work here, and you can easily see where if there was more of that, the whole thing would be more defined. I don't hate this. I just think that there's more work to do here, and especially if you don't mind getting your head tattooed, because like he has to also remember that this is going to age too.
Well, that's the thing, is it's already fairly light.
It looks like it's already kind of old.
It's really going to lighten up. We always find that yours lightens up quite a bit.
And well, you got to go in hard too, right? Like if you want it to last, like these more subtle colors, and like this kind of washed out look isn't going to be your best bet for the noggin. It's always seeing the sun and whatnot. Yeah, I just think a little bit more love on this one, and you'll have a much better product overall.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, and next we have another email.
All right, so this one says, "Hey bro, you just did my reacts. Lucky Joe. So the stomach skull is not real. It's
Yeah, that's
just
the one we
an
thought
idea.
might be photoshopped on.
I photoshopped it on. The negative designs next to the nipple I want to black out along with the nipple. Also, keep that design going up the chest. All of the black and gray tattoo photos are very old. The girl in the one pic is my wife of 5 years now. Congratulations. I've already done more color on the spawn arm, and yes, I have 2 spawn heads on the dagger and chain handle, and spawn skull on the candy gauntlet. Haha. I'm pretty much tattooing myself every 5 days or so, only 1 hour at a time. It's exhausting. And then they also say, also I used to me more jacked. I think they mean I used to be more jacked.
Yeah, remember we said the guy didn't look like the same guy because he
Yeah.
was like fucking super fit in the one picture, and then
Also
Yeah.
want the back. I want to add color to the wings and add almost tribal biomech type feathers to make them bigger. Nothing I can do about the vagina slits, but I don't hate them, and continue the purple-orange background down the whole left side of my body and blue-green background down the whole right side of my body. Alright.
where the hell are we putting biomechanical elements in here?
Did he not just say on his back?
Okay. Well, we can't. Okay, I remember the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that there's room to do that on those either, but who knows? Like this is wild. This is getting crazier. This is
Right?
crazier
Yeah,
than
the
last
color is
time.
going nuts. I mean, the color was already nuts, but
I
you're
like the
bright.
look of
You're
this.
very bright.
Yeah, no, I don't hate the look of this. You
I
see-
like all the red, and then you got pops of green here and there, and the yellows, like super fun.
To make a note on the guy, like when he was saying like I was in better shape. Like it's tough to keep the shape, right? Like you're constantly working.
Well, and
Non-stop.
it's hard when you're tattooing yourself lots too, because you're in pain and you're tired and it sucks, and like life happens, and yeah, you just really have to be on to stay in really good shape.
Yeah, when I was getting most of my black work done, there would have been no hope in hell of working out that often.
No, you were just thin
Yeah.
at that time. You were just very thin.
It was hard to want to do anything though.
Yeah.
Like what I'm doing now is, there's, like I have some big days and some small days, but they were all big days, and I often felt pretty beat up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I was like during that point, I wasn't eating as much either. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if I had been eating more, maybe I wouldn't have been as banged up as I was. But
Mm-hmm.
because these days, like I eat constantly, and I don't ever really feel like I have to slow down at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I usually can work out like sometimes I feel like I could work out a few hours after. Mm-hmm. Like I don't always, but like it's not difficult to imagine. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it's being cobbled together 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah, but it's fun. I think these are really fun tattoos. I don't think that they're horribly done.
Shame you can't reach your own back to doodle on it.
Right? I mean, yeah, and I commend you for what you have done. Those are some hard spots to do on yourself, I think.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are worse than others, right?
Yeah.
We don't get to see the front this time.
Yeah. Like I was talking with one of our artists about like tattooing your own arms and how you like what it would look like to stretch those spots, because like I'm interested in doing some work on my own arm, but the stretching is a little bit intimidating for some of the spots. Like he said he had to like tape his armpit to have the skin stretched. And that's just crazy.
Yeah,
to
and it'll
me.
scale based on how stretchy your skin is, though, right? Like some
Aw.
people have tighter skin than others.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a one size fits all. But yeah, no, this is a mishmash of stuff. You know, I think probably one big spawn head would have been enough. But I see he has the violator there too, and I had a violator tattoo as well. And
Yeah.
like, spawn is really cool.
I like
but,
the chain. The chain is fun.
Yeah.
Got some fun script. Like, I don't know, looks like a fun mishmash.
Pretty wild stuff overall. I don't hate the overall look, but like I kind of hate all the bits and pieces. Like it makes a better look overall
Yeah.
than it does when you like close up on it.
When you zoom into it.
It's pretty wacky, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Super fun. That's